Good Monday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio. And this is episode number 31 of our weekly podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world. The student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others connected in different ways to the entire experience. We'll introduce you to tonight's guest in just a moment as soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing you tonight's show, our Lingelstown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. And they are Rickabah's Electric, Payor Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, The Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you to these great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area student athletes. Upcoming, we're just about through these. We had 9 of these shows planned just 3 weeks ago, and just one left really. Besides our regular weekly boys basketball show, this Saturday, February 15th at 6 o'clock, special day and time. We have 4 boys basketball players. It'll be similar to what you're seeing tonight. Only on the boys' side, we have Central Dauphin East's Elijah Cooper, Steel High's Tristan Crawford Jr., Khalif Turner from Milton Hershey, and Cam Sweeney from Hershey joining us. Then this Sunday, every Sunday, February 16th at 6 o'clock will be our high school hoops recap show. We'll be joined by our opening guest, Middletown coach Chris Bradford. Then we're going to recap the Mid-Penn tournament and preview the District 3 tournament. And this is really special here. This is going to be a lot of fun. First time we're ever doing this. This Sunday, the 16th at 7 o'clock, right after the Hoops Recap show, we're going to have our Mid-Penn Conference Boys Basketball All-Star Selection Show. It's a live selection show. We're going to use our regular panel, myself, John Velios, Dave Berman, and Coach Ty Sabercool. And we're going to be joined by 2 media members, 2 local sports writers that cover boys high school basketball. So we're going to pick these teams live, a first team, and then players of the year, newcomers of the year, which would be like rookies of the year, and then coaches of the year in the Mid-Penn Conference. And then the last thing is we're sourcing, meaning we're trying to put together a show on unified bocce. And I don't know if maybe our guests tonight here know what unified bocce is. But it's a sport. It's a non-sanctioned PIAA sport, and it involves the sport of bocce naturally, but it involves intellectually disabled students and who play this game with non-intellectually disabled students. They play together as teammates. It's a great thing, and we want to learn more about it and help our viewers learn more about it. So we're putting together a show right now. I'm in touch with Cumberland Valley coach and teacher Shane Griffiths, who's helping me get this together. So we're very excited about that. So tonight's Gazette Sports Chat guests are 4 of the Mid-Penn Conference's top girls basketball players. They play for 4 of the top girls high school basketball programs in central Pennsylvania and beyond, with this season's teams all poised for an opportunity for postseason success. We'll learn about their basketball lives, their school lives outside of the gym, and about what they like to do outside of school and basketball. It's my pleasure to welcome State College senior Jess Hawbaker, Cumberland Valley junior Peyton Bayshore, Trinity junior Ashley Berkheimer, and Central Dauphin junior Sam Sembrot. Ladies, thanks for joining us. We started this a long time ago, and I'm just excited that we finally got to it. And I'm excited that everybody's teams are still alive. You know what I mean? I looked the other day and I'm like, man, I hope all 4 of their teams are going to be at the postseason in some fashion. And you are. So that's a big deal. So let's start with everybody practice today. I love to start with Jess. How was practice?
It was good. We had an intense practice. So before we get into postseason too much and when we play Altoona, we've really been trying to push hard practices. So I'm getting the most out of them.
Right. And Ashley, how about you? You have a game tomorrow, Ashley. How was your practice?
I do. I actually was not at practice today. I was feeling very under the weather, so I decided not to go to school either. But
Well, I feel even more fortunate that you joined us tonight under the weather. So thank you.
here,
What would a typical Coach Christy Britton practice be on the night before? Let's call it a big game.
it would be a very hard practice. Everyone would be pushing each other. Typical 100% practice.
Right.
A lot of going through plays, walking through everything we need to know that night, and just getting prepared for our game.
Right. And we'll get in a moment, in a little bit, we'll get into who you're playing tomorrow. How about you, Peyton? How was practice for you? Did you guys practice?
Yeah, practice was good. We definitely went through a lot of plays, and we're trying to freshen everything up this week because our first game isn't until next Monday. So we have a whole week of just practice and just getting everything down so then we're ready to play the first district game.
And you're not sure who you're playing yet?
No, we won't know probably until the end of the week.
And I'm good. It might be the player that I'm going to bring in next, Sam Sembrot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Sam, how was your practice tonight?
We had a good practice. We have a full week again of just practice, so we were working on skills and whatnot.
Okay. Everybody watch the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody like it? Like the outcome?
Yeah.
I love the outcome.
So you're an Eagles fan then, right?
I'm actually a Bills fan, so I hate Kansas City.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there's two distinct reasons to root for the Eagles last night, because you like them or it used to be that way with the Patriots. You were either a Patriots fan or you rooted against them. So I guess the Chiefs are the new Patriots. Yeah. So, all right. So we got that out of the way. Let's talk about your regular seasons to this point. Regular seasons are in the books for everybody, at least you four. There's still a couple games out there for other teams. The postseason has not started. Good time to kind of take inventory and assess where things stand. Let's start with Jess Hawbaker, our only senior from State College. Not really an up and down season for you guys. You guys had some good wins and a couple, I would say, losses that you probably wish you had back. I mean, I don't know. I know you guys are a pretty good team, and I'll just leave it at that. But you had some good wins too. The 2 wins versus Central Dauphin, okay? And just an FYI, you had lost 11 straight games to Central Dauphin. Not you personally, but your program.
Mm-hmm.
And it was your first sweep. You won 2. Sorry, Sam, I have to talk about this. This is part of Jess's season. First time you guys swept Central Dauphin in 9 years. So that's a really big deal. And then another really big win against Altoona, but then losses to Cumberland Valley and Central Dauphin East. Does that kind of prove that Commonwealth division, that there's just, even the teams that aren't near the top are going to give you a game on some nights, right?
Yeah. You don't know what you're getting, but yeah.
How do you guys feel about the season so far?
It was definitely a good season. We did beat some good teams. Going back to the Central Dauphin, we realized us senior group, we realized we've never beat them, so it was a huge deal for us this year,
right,
to actually sweep them. So yeah, it was a good season for us though.
And then next, drum roll, please, Altoona again, right? What's that? That's called the District 6 Championship, right? Is that the way that works?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when is that game, Jess?
It's either the 21st or 22nd, so we have a while until then.
Okay. All right. Well, I wish you well. Stay healthy, and
thank you.
You have to be prepared to play a team. While we're there, Ashley's team might play them on Thursday, maybe. And I'm not trying to get ahead of things, Ashley. Give Ashley a little bit like a scouting report on Altoona. What would Trinity see if they play Altoona on Thursday?
Well, they have a good freshman. She's a post. She likes to get a lot of boards and little putbacks.
Hudson.
Yep. They have a couple shooters like
a bunch, 3 maybe.
Yeah. And they also have a bunch of drivers too. They like to drive, so they do a little bit of it all.
Good team, and not a lot of height. They don't have a great size. They know how to use their bodies properly. And okay, let's move on to Peyton. Let's see here. Okay. Early in the season, you guys kind of struggled a little bit. You were 4-6 after 10 games, and you had a 31-point loss to Altoona on the 2nd of January. Also a 25-point loss to Sam's team, Central Dauphin, at home in the Dome, and then you won 7 of 8. Things kind of turned around for you. You didn't have all of your personnel fully in place early in the season, and that's just going to leave it at that. So I guess you probably didn't know how good you could be until everybody was kind of there and playing. And how do you feel about the way the team's playing at this point, Peyton?
I'm really happy about our progress. I think overall we've definitely had a lot of ups and downs, but with the soccer girls leaving, it kind of got us off to a really slow start, but we've seen our potential. We've won a couple of really big games. So I think that going forward, if we play like the game that we know how to play, I think we could have some success.
And you, after I just mentioned you had a 25-point loss to Central Dauphin, but then you ended up beating them just a couple weeks ago, and you had like the big shot down the stretch. It wasn't like a buzzer shot, but it was close enough to the buzzer that it kind of put Central Dauphin under some pressure to score right away, and they weren't able to. So yeah, I think that you guys kind of righted the ship, so to speak, and hopefully you're ready to have some success as well in the postseason. So Ashley Berkheimer, 14-0 in the Mid-Penn Capital Division. Ho-hum, undefeated, right? But, you had a few close games, though, so it really wasn't ho-hum. You had 2 close games to Susquehanna Township, and I think you just had something against Boiling Springs that maybe not down to the wire, but it was close enough that you guys had to earn it. You had to hang in there and earn it. 5 losses to teams with a combined 93-14 record. Coach Christy Britton knows how to schedule outside of your division. I can tell you that. When I say these were not bad losses, in my estimation, they weren't. They were a bunch of really good teams. Would you assess the season to this point for us, Ashley?
I really think our season has made a lot of progress on us as a team. I think that we really grew a lot of different games, like especially the out-of-conference games where we thought we could go in and really compete with these teams, which we did compete with them, but we ultimately ended up on the lower side. I really think they gave us a run for our money and really proved to us that we had a lot of work that we had to put in during practice and just having to play together as a team. I really think those types of teams really proved a lot to us. But I think that our conference games like Susquehanna and Boiling Springs, those were very close games. Mm-hmm. Well, the last Boiling Springs game. But Susquehanna is a very good team, and I think we prepared very well during practice for those types of games, especially in situations like that when it all comes down to a free throw. And last chance shots. Like, I really think that we were very disciplined on that. And then going back to Boiling Springs, I really think that we came in thinking that we could blow them out again on their home court, and that just was not the case. They really came out with everything they had. They knew that they had to beat us. We were undefeated. They probably would have won the conference, I think, if we lost that game or we would have tied or something like that. But they really gave it our all, or their all. And we were not prepared for that coming out in that first half. And then coming out in the second half, we really started to put things together and then ended up with the win, which was very awesome. And I think that really set us forward moving on to our other games in the future.
Yeah, you guys have had some exciting games, in the regular season. That's for sure. I definitely follow you guys. And then tomorrow night, you play your first postseason game before the other girls here do. You have Middletown tomorrow in the opening round of the semifinals of the Mid-Penn tournament. So we wish you well there. It's not a game that Middletown typically a lot of these teams would not match up other than this because you come out of different divisions. So that's kind of one of the neat aspects of that. And if anybody at home is looking for something to do tomorrow night, they're going to have a 6:00 tip-off at Central Dauphin. Jayla Kozier, we had her on the show about 3 or 4 weeks ago from Middletown. I'm sure you guys are trying to get ready for her, Ashley. She can give teams fits. So there's going to be a lot of talent there. And how about Sam Sembrot? Kind of a tale of 2 seasons for you guys. You started 9-0 with quality wins versus a 20-3 Lancaster Catholic team who are defending state champs. You beat 20-0 Lebanon, who's one of the top teams in the state for sure. Then you had that blowout win at Cumberland Valley, and then lost 2 straight games. And I don't think you never got completely back on track after those games. The Altoona game was not a bad loss. You lost by a point to a really good Altoona team. And then that last second shot up at State College, that was a great win for Jess and her team. But Do you guys feel like, I think, in my opinion, is because I've looked ahead and I see some of these matchups, I think you guys can still make some noise and try to defend this district championship if you kind of buy into what Coach Randy Gambelungi is putting down and just do your thing, play your game. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I'm happy we have the full week because we have a full week to like regroup, get ourselves like back to where we were. And we're kind of just like looking at what we've done like in the past, like State College and Altoona game, and deciding what we've done like right and what we've done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to like fix those errors. So come districts, we're ready to make another giant center run.
Yeah, I mean, when I said it's kind of a tale of two, it's not like you guys just tanked the whole second half. You guys just had a great first half of the season. And every game I watch you guys play, even the games that you've lost, I thought, man, they're still pretty close to being able to really put it together. So I just feel confident that you guys can make a good run here in the postseason. So let's go back to Jess. Jess, what was your introduction to basketball? At what age did you start playing? How were you exposed to basketball?
I started at a young age. I was like 6, and just at like the local YMCA, I started playing basketball there. So that was my kind of introduction.
The Y is a great place for basketball.
Yeah,
We have a couple Y. I belong to one, and it's out in the suburbs. But our Y downtown in Harrisburg, there's so many stories of like great players that came out of that Y, for decades. It's like the 50s. So that's an awesome place to get your start. Peyton, how about you? When did you start playing basketball, and how were you exposed to it?
I started playing kindergarten, and it was definitely my dad. He had all of my siblings play basketball at a really, really young age. And I remember going to a church that was like right near my house, and we used to play on like carpet. So
Yeah, that's the way it is sometimes. I've seen like rubber floors, carpet floors, especially in churches.
yeah.
The first thing they're not thinking about is how can we get like a really great hardwood floor? They're just trying to get a floor to play on. So that's a good story there. Ashley, how about you? When did you start playing basketball?
Honestly, since I can remember, I just remember begging my mom and she wouldn't let me play, but I would still go to like the Silver Spring Elementary School and shoot on the little hoop, and she would teach me my form shot and everything. And to this day, she'd tell you that I shoot because she taught me how to shoot. And honestly, I really looked up to my aunt too, Jamie Lilly. She was a really good basketball player at Cumberland Valley back in the day. So I really just looked up to a lot of my family members, and it kind of just was in the family. So
Mrs. Berkheimer could shoot a basketball then, right?
yeah, I mean,
Because you could shoot a basketball if you got it from her.
Yeah.
She must know what she's doing. Okay, how about you, Sam? How long have you been playing, and who exposed you to the game?
I think probably like in elementary school. I don't really know. Like, I feel like it was like trial and error. I played like a bunch of sports growing up, and then it kind of clicked. Like basketball, I was good at it, and I liked it, so it just kind of stuck with it.
And I'm going to stick with you then. We're going to go back the other way because the next question is, and I know the answer to this for you, Sam, but I'm still going to ask you: do you play any other sports, like at the high school level?
Yeah, I play golf for the school team.
Now, your brother is a really good golfer, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to come from a golf family?
Yeah, my dad's a big golfer.
And am I able to ask you what your handicap is? Your golf handicap, that would be?
It's probably around like a 10.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. All right, that's awesome. I got to get out and watch you play.
Yeah.
Maybe Coach G and I will come out sometime and watch it. Ashley, how about you? Play any other sports?
I do. I play soccer and track as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we have some multi-sport athletes here. Peyton, I know another sport you play, but you can tell the viewers.
I play lacrosse.
Okay. How does that help? Does that help at all with basketball? I mean, sometimes one sport kind of lends itself to the other. Lacrosse is a tough sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really new, so it's definitely difficult, but defense in lacrosse is actually the exact same. Like, it's really weird, but we also have like the 3 seconds where like you can't it's very similar, but there's a lot of rules.
So one does lend itself to the other, I would imagine.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And how about you, Jess?
I also play softball.
Okay. So I've seen you play them before. Yeah. I now that you mention that, I have. We cover softball. Inglestown Gazette Sports covers softball.
Oh, okay.
And you guys come down to Central Dauphin once a year, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've seen you there. Okay. So let's get into this here. And I like asking this because Everybody maybe probably a little bit different, but if there's anybody watching at home that wants to be a star high school basketball player, and then maybe some younger girls, talk about Jess, your routine, okay? Like your year-round routine. Do you take months off? How many months a year do you play basketball? What kind of training do you do? Physical training?
So with playing softball, I like kind of split my time. So obviously all of basketball season, I'm like focused on basketball. And then once softball hits, which is like right after basketball season ends, I'm into that till basically the end of the school year and all of summer. I do travel softball. But I still incorporate basketball into my like summers.
As long as you have a ball and a basket,
Yeah.
you can
being
get a lot done. Really, you can
Mhm.
do a lot of shooting and
Yeah.
probably find people to play with. What about the other kind of not pitching and hitting and shooting? And do you do any weight training or anything like that?
Yeah, this past summer I was able to work out it's called Victory Sports. It's in State College here. So I was able to work out there 2 and 3 times a week. So
Okay,
I think
good.
that really helped improve my game. So
Okay. Peyton, how about you? What's your kind of training routine? Let's say outside of, actually playing lacrosse and basketball, weightlifting, any dedication to nutrition or anything like that?
Yeah, I work out at a gym in Mechanicsburg called Focus Physical Development, and I started going there a little bit ago, but it definitely helps. And like weight training, like it helps with your strength, and then also like focusing on like nutrition and making sure you're putting like the proper food in your body to like help fuel you through. Because like we all play other sports, like it's important to stay like really healthy all year round.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes hate to ask this question, because everybody wants to eat pizza and have a Snickers bar or whatever, a bowl of ice cream. And it's not the end of the world if you guys do that. But I do know that young people are starting to kind of take a look at their nutrition and stuff like that. And it hasn't become any easier to compete at the level that the four of you compete. That's for sure. Ashley, how about you? What kind of training do you do?
So since I started picking up all these different sports along the way, I've kind of just been doing a lot of that. But in the summer, June, August, I have free time. So since basketball is my number one sport, I normally train for that, and I'll lift with a guy named Danny Lanzana.
Mm-hmm.
He has a facility called The Lab. It's off of Derry Street in Harrisburg, but I've been going to him since I was in like 6th grade, so he's
He
definitely
played NFL football, Danny Lanzana.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, so and I mean lifting in the off season, like with my different sports and stuff like that, with Justin, who's our school trainer, he does a lot of really good things for soccer program, basketball program, and track program. So I'm kind of just active all around.
Great. Sam, it's going to be hard to top them. I'm sorry, I have to ask you the same question. Outside of actually just playing basketball or playing golf, do you do anything else like weight training or anything like along those lines?
Yeah, I try to go to the gym a lot on my own, like free time, but basketball wise, I train out with Archie Smith at Advanced Hoops. So got to give him a lot of credit. Yeah.
Love Archie. Let's shout out Archie Smith. Yeah. I bet you he makes it fun too.
He does.
Yeah. I go to the local, I said the YMCA, it's the Friendship Center. I see so many student athletes that I know in there just working so hard. And some of them are working by themselves early in the morning. And man, I respect the dedication that you guys have. So let's have a kind of a lighter question here. Jess, who do you guys look at as what games are you circling on the calendar, so to speak? Who do you guys look at as your big? What's that one team you want to beat worse than anybody else?
It would have to be Altoona.
Right. I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely our biggest rivalry and their closest opponent to us. So
right. Yeah. I think it's getting a little bit. I think the rivalry are kind of getting a little thicker though with some of the teams down this way.
Mm-hmm.
The better that you guys get, and you've always had a great program, but the more you guys improve, it's going to be fun coming down here and competing even at a higher level with some of these better programs. How about Peyton Bayshore? Do you guys have that one school that you kind of circle and say, man, we really want to get that one?
I mean, I feel like for our team this year, it's kind of been Carlisle, which didn't work out either time, but Central Dolphins usually are a big rival too.
Right. Isn't that something? And Carlisle got CD, like, what was it, 2 years ago, Sam? A
Yeah.
couple years ago. And that it's just kind of like it came out of nowhere, you know? I mean, wins and losses don't come out of nowhere, but you know what I mean? You're kind of not prepared for that outcome sometimes. So, and you guys are kind of right in the middle of, or closer to Carlisle, but you're kind of in the middle geographically, Central Dauphin and Carlisle. So that's probably two good rivalries for you guys. How about you, Ashley?
I think we personally have two. I would have to say McDevitt and DeLone Catholic. I feel like this year it was more DeLone Catholic because we haven't beat them in 6 years or something like that. So I think that was a big game for us, especially going down there and being expected to win.
Yeah, those McDevitt games, they can get pretty. They're good. They're usually very good games. I try to watch at least one every year. Sam, rivalry, school?
It's usually always Cumberland Valley, but I feel like in recent years, because Altoona's been good, we're trying to, get them, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And the thing with Cumberland Valley is it doesn't matter what happens the first game. Like, what I say is 25 or 26 points you guys beat. 25 you beat them by. Then they come back and beat you. And then sometimes, Cumberland, Peyton, you guys can't defend your own gym. CD comes in and wins, but then CD can't defend their own gym. So, and I'll give you a figure. I just interviewed both your coaches together, Bill Wolf and Randy Gambalungi, about, a month ago. They've played each other, or their teams have faced one another 31 times. And it's Coach G 16, Coach Bill Wolf 15. So you guys are kind of part of something special there. This is one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Pennsylvania, girls basketball, period. Okay, so let's talk about our coaches, or your coaches, obviously. Allie Mock, Jess, tell us a little bit about Coach Mock.
She's committed. She spends a lot of time trying to work with us. She's always trying to do film work with us and dissect it like for each individuals. So she puts in a lot of effort into the game.
Okay, and she seems like a very nice woman too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Peyton, how about Coach Bill Wolf? He's a legend. Let's start with that. The guy's done just about anything. When we had him on the show, I ran down like his record, statewide and district wide, and he's one of the top girls basketball coaches in the history of Pennsylvania high school basketball. So what's it like having the opportunity to play for Coach Wolf and his assistants?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Wolf, he knows what he's talking about, and he's been around the game for a really long time. So just taking in his information and everything he knows about basketball and trying to put it into our game, he definitely tries to give us all the knowledge that he has.
Okay, good. And how about Ashley? Coach Christy Britton.
She definitely is something. She relates to all of us girls. She tries to make everyone feel welcome. I know I felt welcomed, especially coming in my sophomore year as the new girl on the team. She really made me feel welcomed and a part of the team. And she's willing to do anything for our team, help us win, get us to where we need to be honest.
So Coach Christy Britton, she's kind of Trinity to the bone, okay? I know that because I showed up a couple years ago to cover a football game, and she's there taking pictures. She's like the photographer. You know what I mean? And I remember I said hello to her, and I walked away thinking, what doesn't she do at this school or for this school? I think that she's just one of those people that's just all in for her school, and I love to see that. Okay, Sam Sembrot, Coach Randy Gambalungi. Tell us a little bit about Coach G.
Coach G, it's cool because I feel like he's like the most prepared coach I've ever had. Like his dedication to watching film and knowing exactly like what other teams are going to do and helping us succeed. But also other than that, just like him as a person, and he's just such a fun person to be around.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. And you know what? I've interviewed Coach G's handful of his players, and they all say the same thing. He's just so prepared. And I know just from knowing him that he just goes into his bunker and watches film, for a long periods of time. And it shows though, he's had a lot of success. And I just think that he wants to have you guys as prepared as possible for your next game. Okay, we're going to shift gears here a little bit, and I'll go back to Jess. How about your studies? How about your classwork? Where does that rank with everything else?
At State High, they offer a lot of great classes for us. So I don't know. I think we can take so many different, they're called CTC classes. So they're just other classes, not core subject classes that we get to take if with whatever we're interested in. Like me personally, I'm interested in the health field. So there's a bunch of different health field classes that I get to take. So that's my interest right now. And with State High, they provide so much opportunities for us. So
Big school, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It looks kind of like a small college campus.
It does.
You know
It
what I mean?
it really does.
Yeah, it's kind of majestic when you pull up there and you look at all these buildings. And I think it'd probably be a great place to go to school. I think that area is gorgeous up there. So the health, did you say the health field? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a physical therapist.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds like and it's great for somebody that likes to be around sports too. Not that everybody that needs physical therapy has a sports related injury, but that's a great career for somebody like you. Do you desire to play any more basketball after this year?
No, I don't think so. I think
that's cool.
If anything, I'll just play like I am.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, not always does a future in basketball line up with a future in the field that you want to dedicate yourself to. So at some point you have to kind of choose, you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Peyton? Talk about your studies and your dedication to your schoolwork.
I mean, Cumberland Valley is a huge school, so there's definitely a lot of opportunities. There's so many extracurriculars, but there's a lot of different classes you can take in whatever you're interested in. And I definitely think school is very important, and I try to keep like pretty good grades in all my classes.
Do you have you ever had Mr. Griffiths?
No, I haven't, but I know a lot about him. Because
Health and phys ed, and he's the bocce. I've known him he's cut my hair for over, I don't know, decades, like 35 years or something like that. So I've known him since he was a kid, but I always ask because he loves teaching there, and he talks about the kids a lot of times. So, okay. And how about you, Ashley? Talk about I know Trinity is probably not an easy school, right?
Really not an easy.
Pretty challenging.
It's very challenging, especially like since we have under 150 kids in our graduating class. There's a lot of opportunities, but that just means more schoolwork because there's not as many students in that class. A lot of the teachers, they're very supporting, but they're like really hard on you about turning in your work. And I'm not going to lie, I've gotten some detentions for not turning in work.
Ashley Berkheimer, detentions.
But I still hold a lot of pride in my grades. And this is honestly probably the highest my grades have ever been.
Good.
Don't have below a 90 or anything.
That's awesome.
In my classes. So
those detentions might have worked, right?
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome. I love that you like kind of exposed yourself there because it's part of your story. You know, sometimes you need like a little kick in the tail, you know, so that's awesome. And Sam, you play for a girls basketball program. I've been around long enough. You guys always have like really good classroom kids. Like, I know that a couple of your teammates, Olivia Green is really a good student. Talk about your dedication to your studies and your classwork.
My academics definitely come before my sports. I mean, I take a lot of pride in my 4.0 GPA. So
4.0.
It definitely is important to me because I work hard for it.
So I wasn't wrong when I just kind of explained it that way. It's just been that way. I've been your public address announcer for 10 years, and it's like year after year, you guys just have really good, let's call them student athletes. You know what I mean? With the student first and capitals underlined. So that's great. That's awesome to hear. Okay, let's see where we are here. Okay, let's talk about your downtime. We talked about basketball. We talked about other sports. We talked about school. I'll stick with Sam here. We'll go back the other way. What do you like to do when you're not playing basketball, when you're not achieving a 4.0 in the classroom, and when you're not playing golf? Do you have any like hobbies or pastimes?
Yeah, I play pickleball a lot with my friends. And then I also just like to be outdoors. So biking, walking, stuff like that.
Have you ever been up to the Appalachian Trail?
No, I haven't.
Great place to hike. You like to hike, like real, like actual hike, or just walk?
More like a trail, but.
Okay, that's a cool place. You ought to check it out. It's not far from, I know generally where you live. It's only a 15-minute drive from the Harrisburg area. Okay, and how about Ashley? What do you like to do when you're not doing all this other stuff we've been talking about?
I really find it like stress free to like color. So I've been like on some coloring kick where like I'll print out papers and I'll start like coloring them. It's been like a really weird thing.
I love that. We just had another colorer recently, another high school colorer. Yeah, that's so you're not the only one.
It's so peaceful. And then I also live out on a farm, so we ride four-wheelers and razors and stuff a lot and just like spend time as a family.
Awesome. Peyton, how about you?
I love hanging out with friends, but I definitely also like to just like sit on my couch and watch Netflix or something.
Love it. Do you like to binge? Do you find any series and just go hard?
I usually just go with like the new seasons. So whenever a new season comes out, I usually am quick to watch it. So like this one show, this season 2 just came out and I watched it all in like a day. But that's the only time I really binge.
What show is it?
Night Agent.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. I'm a big Netflixer. That's why, and I never know what to start. You want to kind of make sure that before you get into it that it's a good show. You don't want to invest any time into it unless you know pretty much for sure that you're going to like it. So yeah, like doing nothing's a good for people as busy as you guys are. Mm-hmm. To answer like really like to just sleep or take naps or watch TV. That's fine. I think some people they don't want to admit that, but we all need that. How about you, Jess? What do you like to do for a pastime or hobby?
I'm with Sam on this one. I love playing pickleball. There's a lot of nice courts in State College here, so me and my friends will always, in the summertime or in the fall, we'll go out and play pickleball with each other.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, and it's not just for senior citizens anymore, right? I think it kind of started that way. Okay, so we're going to give you, or one of my sponsors, Pay or Apparel. They donate a T-shirt to each of our guests, so I need to get some T-shirt sizes. Sam, how about you? These are male T-shirts. What size are you, Sam?
I'll take a medium. Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Jess, how about you?
I'll take a small.
Okay, Peyton?
I'll do a medium.
And Ashley?
I'll also do a medium.
Okay, and now I think Sam might know what this is. This is kind of altogether different than we've been doing for the last 37 minutes. We're going to do what's called keeping it light, okay? And these are going to be questions that have nothing to do with anything like remotely school or basketball or any of that stuff. We're just going to let the viewers learn a little bit more about you guys outside of school and sports. So let's start with, let's go to Peyton. Let's start with Peyton. Do you have a bucket list item? Do you know what a bucket list is?
Yeah.
Do you have a bucket list item?
I've never traveled out of the country, so I just want to go somewhere out of the country. I really want to go to Greece.
Oh, wow.
So
great food, great beaches.
Yep.
I haven't been there, but I know I have Greek friends, and some of them were born over there. Okay, that's a good bucket list item. How about Jess? Favorite athlete, any sport at any level. Do you have a favorite athlete or just one that you like a lot?
I like Luka Doncic. So
okay.
He did just get traded, but I'm still a fan of his, so I will be a Lakers fan now.
Are you going to like the Lakers now?
I'm going to have to.
I mean, who lets that guy go?
I don't know.
I thought it was a misprint. I saw it come across the TV screen. I'm like, no way. Yeah, that's the Lakers gain. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ashley, how about favorite sports team? Any sport?
I am a huge Michigan fan, so I'm going to have to go with Michigan all the way. Any sport, football, basketball, field hockey.
That's painful. This is no, that's good. I have friends that are Michigan fans too. I'm just joking with you. Yeah, they're good. They're successful, like a lot of different sports. Okay. Sam Sembrot. Okay. I'm going to have to ask you this one that nobody really wants to be asked, but favorite book? Do you have a favorite book? Something that I don't care when you read it. Maybe when you were a little kid or.
I don't really read that much.
I love that answer. That's a common answer. Then you know what? I'm going to move right away from that. That's not, that's like I said, most people don't want to hear that question. How about favorite meal? What's your go-to meal? If you can have whatever you want.
I'm thinking sushi.
Okay. That's actually on the keeping it light list. It's a different question. It's like, do you like sushi? What do you like in sushi? Anything in particular, or just whatever?
No, I'm basic. I like the shrimp tempura roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go through. Everybody got one, right? Do we go? Okay. Let's go back to Jess. And Jess, do you like sweets?
I do.
Okay. Then this is going to be a two-part question, Jess. Favorite dessert?
I like a warm brownie with some ice cream.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. And how about favorite candy? Could be hard candy or chocolate, any kind of candy.
I like a lot of sour candy.
Mm-hmm.
So sour gummies, literally anything sour.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's go over to Peyton Bayshore. Do you have any pets?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about your pets.
I have 2 dogs. One is an English Springer Spaniel, and his name is Crosby. And then I have another dog, and he's an Australian Shepherd, and his name is Cooper.
Nice. Okay. I asked the right person that question. Okay. You lit up too. As soon as I asked you, you lit up. That was like your kind of question there. Good. We all love our dogs, that's for sure. Ashley, let's see here. Do you like to eat out? Do you guys eat out often?
We've been kind of cutting down the eating out to like stay more healthy, I guess, on some health kick, which I'm not really liking this health.
No, I'm sure you're not.
Getting
What about when you do go out? Do you have a favorite restaurant? Like if mom or dad or somebody says, wherever you want to go, Ashley, where do you like to go?
I'm going to have to go with P.F. Chang's. I love P.F.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so let's wrap this up with Sam Sembrot and nothing to do with books, Sam. I'm sorry about it. I'm really sorry about that. Nobody likes that question. How about favorite TV show or series? Do you watch TV?
Yeah.
It could be a series. Do you like to binge watch sometimes?
Yeah, I really like Ginny in Georgia. So
Jenny in Georgia?
Ginny
in Georgia. And what's that on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, then I'll have to watch that. Give us kind of the preface there, a little overview.
It's like a high school, like teenage rom-com, I guess you could say.
Okay, all right. So we have at least 3 Netflix fans here, including myself. Jess, Ashley, do you guys do any Netflix?
I
guess everybody. No, you don't, Ashley?
I do.
Yeah, there's so much on there. Go ahead, Ashley.
My favorite show on Netflix is, I don't know.
You don't have to know. There's so many on there. Yeah. I can't even tell you. I watch Netflix a lot. I can't tell you what my favorite show is.
There's a lot.
How about you, Jess? Do you have a favorite?
Stranger Things. It's a series.
Okay.
And I know they're coming out with their final season soon. So
okay. All right. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We're gonna allow you to do some shout outs. Okay. I don't know. Maybe somebody watching right now, maybe somebody that'll watch later tonight or down the road sometime. Sam, you want to shout anybody out?
I'll shout out my mom. She's probably watching downstairs.
Okay, good. I know your mom.
Yeah.
Mary Beth, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Mary Beth. Okay, let's go to Ashley.
I'm also gonna have to say my mom and also my dad.
Okay.
They're
Guys,
watching.
it's hard to leave the parents out of the shout outs, isn't it? Okay, how about Peyton Bayshore?
I'm going to shout out my mom and my dad, but I'm also going to shout out Coach Wolf because he asked me what time this was. So
Oh, wow.
I feel like he's watching.
Well, I interviewed all 4 of the Jaycotts about, I don't know, month and a half ago, and they all shouted out Coach Bill Wolf too. Mm-hmm. So that means his players love him. If you're using a shout out on him, that means you really care about him. And last but not least, Jess Hawbaker, who would you like to shout out?
I'm going to shout out my parents, but I'm also going to shout out my teammate, Tori, because I know she's watching.
Tori Richa.
Yes.
She had a nice game against Central Dauphin the other night.
She did.
It was, yeah. Yeah, she had a really nice game. She sees the court very well. She passes well. Yeah. Very active on the offensive end. Yeah, I was impressed by her game. So, okay, ladies, thank you so much. That was awesome. Sam Sembrot from Central Dauphin, Ashley Berkheimer from Trinity, Peyton Bayshore, Cumberland Valley, Jess Hawbaker from State College. Everybody's still alive in the postseason. Sam, you don't know who you're playing yet. Peyton, you don't know who you're playing yet. Ashley, you know you're playing tomorrow night against Middletown. opening round of the Mid-Penn Conference. And then, Jess, you'll be playing Altoona. You have a little bit of time off to rest and prepare before that daunting task. But you guys are good. I think you guys can do it. Just have to hope that it's your night and that, you make some shots. And so once again, for the girls here, I'm Joe Gillaway, and let's just thank our sponsors, then we'll let you go. Ricka Boz Electric, Payer Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, The Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. 45 minutes on the nose, ladies. That's what I told you we were going to try to do, right?
Yeah.
Well done. You guys are awesome. Good luck in the postseason and with everything else.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Yep, you bet.